It's a beautiful day for all over sports. A beautiful day for all over sports. It's football time. It's football time. The Dolphins are probably going to lose again. The Patriots are probably going to win again. It's football time. It's football time. I have always wanted to see the Dolphins win as many rings like them. I have always wanted to see the Dolphins have a quarterback just like them. Fucking Dolphins. I fucking hate the Dolphins. No, I'm saying, I love you. All right, let's get this shit on the road. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Lift off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the start of it. Episode 3, all over sports. A.O.S.P is in the bags. Andrew, Kris, my guest, talk to him.
What up, what up?
What they do.
Yeah, you know what it is. We ready to get this shit on the road. That's how I feel every time I talk, when my friends talk as well. Well, it's what I wanted. All the time, baby. We are here. We're live. Thank you for guys coming. Football time, football season. It's the beginning of the road. The end of the show.
Pointless preseason, but we watch it.
For the NBA
talk
season.
about it.
Absolutely, guys. So let's
talk about it, I guess.
Let's talk about it a little bit. Major NFL injuries. Antonio Brown, we don't know how long he's going to be out. We have A.J. Green with a major injury, one of the best wide receivers.
When is he not injured?
Well, that's true. You definitely have a true point on that. Antonio Brown, with this whole fiasco of being part of the whole Steelers organization and going to the Raiders, how do you think most people will react to that? Do you think a lot of people are more accepting to Antonio Brown as he's very vocal about the Steelers organization? Or you think people are like, well, this guy is just a little crybaby? What do you think about that?
I mean, if you're... anytime you're an outspoken wide receiver, you're never going to be like with the media. Like, nobody's going to have your back. So everybody's going to, like, sort of, like, shy away from, like, sticking with him. Even though what he's saying is true, like, you should stick with your I froze.
No, just say what you got to say.
No, I'm frozen.
You're frozen?
Yeah.
All right. Disney. Let's go. Andrew,
Let's get
what's your view on it?
Hey, man, he was trying to piggyback on what he's going to say. When you're outspoken, you're the media is going to be on the other side of you. You're going to be on the spotlight. And for some reason,
I didn't think it would happen to me.
Antonio Brown right now and OBJ, they both got that.
All right. But, okay, so as far as the injury bug, do you think a lot of these players since obviously they play every year and most of them suffer?
Antonio Brown.
You don't care about Antonio Brown?
Give a fuck.
Well, all right, so what do you think about A.J. Green?
No, I'm kidding.
No, you don't care?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just frozen.
Get it out your system.
Let's go.
All right. I'm going to get into this topic right away because as far as who else is injured, Andrew, check real quick who else is injured and what major NFL injuries. Do you know what other major NFL injuries are in it?
Not really. I haven't been keeping up, man. I just know football. That's it.
You only know football?
Don't talk about injuries. Carson Wentz is always injured.
Carson Wentz. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're a big. So how do you think Carson Wentz is going to do after his injury last year? Breakout. He's going to come out with 4,000 yards.
Unbiased. I think he's going to be back to that MVP form, but it is what it is. Like, we just have to bank on him being healthy.
All right, let me ask you something. A lot of people like to argue about Nick Foles being better. I don't agree, but there's a lot of people saying Nick Foles is better. What do you have to say about those people that think that Nick Foles was a quarterback?
Idiots.
Quarterback.
All of them.
Franchise
Idiots.
quarterback.
All of them.
All of them?
I don't even have to discuss why and who. Idiots. That's it. You think Nick Foles is better? I don't talk to you. This conversation is over right there.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. And
there's things that he does good, and he won us a title. I'm grateful for that, but he's not better than Carson Wentz, and obviously Carson Wentz has to prove it, but it is what it is. Like, I let people talk what they want, and
do you think Carson Wentz has enough weapons?
If he doesn't do good this year, I'm
then you're questioning.
I'm off him. Like,
yeah,
I sort of know my shit. I'm a regular person. I sort of know my shit.
Right.
But if he sucks this year, there's no excuse. Okay. He has all the weapons around him to be good and be the GOAT.
Absolutely. All right. And Andrew, all right, you're a Patriots fan. What do you think about your Patriots? Repeat?
Nah.
No?
Speaking as
a fan,
truthful
really?
as a fan, it ain't gonna happen.
AFC champs at least.
If he plays the Eagles against in the
Come
Super Bowl,
on, AFC champs,
Well,
maybe more than likely,
have
but
to see a
without
tiebreaker.
Gronk, it ain't gonna happen.
Without Gronk, you think Gronk was really the major point for their success as far as the years went?
That was Tom Brady's go-to. Besides, I mean, we got Edelman.
You don't think Edelman will still be that key guy? Instead, well, he's going to be much more of a major key now that
Gronk is gone. He's gonna get more targets. But
absolutely,
remember, teams they literally played
right.
Gronk double team every
they
game.
got some weapons though. They got weapons other than
N'Keal Harry.
They
Telling you
signed.
right now, he's gonna have a
Who's
blowout
their
season.
tight end that they signed?
Right now, I don't even
think
know.
it's-
They still have the Dwayne Allen left. We don't got nobody.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But you didn't sign anybody major?
What's going
as
on
far
with Josh
can you?
Gordon? Is he done? Like, I know he's on this drug thing and all that shit, but
I just think
is he done?
as far as
I'm a big Josh Gordon guy.
I'm
Honestly, I am.
gonna go on the record on saying this. I think the whole marijuana thing is kind of ridiculous.
Nah, but he's doing other
this
shit.
day and age.
Oh, absolutely.
He's doing other
Absolutely.
shit.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Cocaine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. John Jones of football, I guess
Yeah,
you can say that. So I'm gonna discuss this because I said in the first episode that I don't think I think Aaron Rodgers is a bit overrated. What do you guys think?
I'll let him talk since he's
What do you say? Come on. I know you're a Tom Brady fan, and I know Aaron Rodgers.
Overrated.
I think he's overrated. I think
Way too overrated.
Check.
I
Can you
disagree.
check that?
I disagree.
Because our computer
we
guy
check
right
it.
now, our check guy over here is gonna
What are
tell
we
us
checking?
Andrew.
What do you need?
Aaron
we're checking
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers'
check
power
their,
level?
Yeah, check his power level.
his
Check
power level. Okay.
There's an article that states that Aaron Rodgers had as many comebacks as Ryan Tannehill and Mark Bolger. And Tom
That's
Brady
elite
had
company right there.
that's
It's elite company.
that's elite. Yeah. Okay. As far as the Tennessee Titans, we'll see how elite Ryan Tannehill is going to be. If Marcus Mariota stays healthy, Ryan Tannehill is not going to see any snaps. But that Marcus Mariota hasn't been healthy since I think at all.
I talked about this already, but Aaron Rodgers, most talented quarterback in the league.
You think so?
Hands down, man. He can
He's
do
got
it
the
all.
intangibles, man.
He's
But
never had
he's
the
not a winner.
defense. He's never had the coach. He's never had the offensive, like the system that Tom Brady has. Tom Brady's the GOAT. Don't get me wrong. He's the best quarterback. But Aaron Rodgers
Do you
just
think
has it all.
Aaron Rodgers is better than Brett Favre?
Hell yeah.
You think so?
100%.
Brett Favre
is just that longevity, and he had this thing of just winning games and just
Different era.
But I think he is. He has everything. It's just
But you don't think Brett Favre's been to how many
I
Super
think
Bowls?
Brett Favre is overrated. I think 2, 3. I think 3.
He went to 3, right?
He won 2, 96, 97.
and he went there with the Vikings.
He went there with
He lost to the Saints.
He lost to the Saints.
Pick in overtime, man. That was the biggest choke job. They would have won that Super Bowl.
Wouldn't
too.
that make Brett Favre better? Wouldn't that make
Well,
him?
Aaron Rodgers' career isn't over. It's not over, and I'm banking on him winning at least one. As long as he's
one more,
playing.
right?
Yeah, one more. As long as the team gets a team, the coaches, the staff, everything gets
Can
a
you check
team around
that,
him.
Drew? Check if Aaron Rodgers. What's his comeback? There's an article, right? Aaron Rodgers overrated. Unfortunately, that's the best way for me to even look for that article.
Man.
But I honestly think, all right, in my view, I think Aaron Rodgers is overrated. And I've stated many times, I think Aaron Rodgers' comeback, him being the comeback quarterback, is overstated. I think it's overrated and overstated because the fact of the matter remains that, like I said, Aaron Rodgers
You're
is
right. You're right to a certain extent because he has, especially in playoff games or late in the season, he hasn't really played to his standards late in games or in clutch situations. But there's been games that it's just all him, and that's why. I mean, like I said, I think he's the most talented.
I honestly, I don't know.
And this Patrick Mahomes guy is just like
think Patrick-
right behind him. And if he does it again this year, I think he's the most talented. But for now, I still am sticking with Aaron Rodgers, the most talented.
As far as the most
quarterback?
talented,
Yeah, for sure.
Can
I say?
What did it say there?
I still can't find it, but it's saying
I
he's
ha-
overrated. That's all we need to
There
know.
doesn't show the comeback, right? Aaron Rodgers comeback. See, because I want to state. Yeah. I want to know his comeback. As many comebacks as he's had, I'm sure he's had as much as 10. This was 2018 when I checked. The end of the year of 2018. He had as many comebacks as Ryan Tannehill, Mark Bolger. That's not elite company. I think Tom Brady's comebacks was like a crazy 27 or 30 or 29. They're going to check that up. But Tom Brady, obviously being one of the better at comebacks. I think even.
I'm sorry. I just read
best comeback was the Super Bowl. Come on.
Why Ryan Tannehill can be comeback player of the year.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Made me laugh.
Absolutely not.
Oh Lord.
So as far as the quarterback situation, who's the best quarterback?
This is what we're talking about here. Ryan Tannehill now has more comeback victories than Aaron Rodgers, 15-14.
Exactly my point.
That was December 9 of last year, 2018.
Do you see what I mean?
That's a crazy stat.
You see what I mean? Where I hate where people are saying, "Well, Aaron Rodgers." To me, the best quarterback are the ones that come up clutch at the end, no matter what their. Their stats does give an intuition, but let's just take away the fact of the stats. We already know Tom Brady is a very accomplished player. He already has an MVP under his belt. All right. There's no argument about the GOAT.
I agree.
Right anymore. Right. Joe Montana's long past gone. Right. That's it. Joe Montana's been passed.
I don't even watch him, so I don't care. This is Tom Brady, man. Six titles.
Six
right?
Possibly 7 before he retires.
Possibly 7. If he does get to 7th, there might be the argument he might be a better athlete than Jordan. I mean, that could be a huge
different sport.
It's a different sport.
Not athlete, but I guess overall domination of a sport. Yes.
Winner.
But I mean, he's been. How many Super Bowls has he been to? He lost to the Eagles. Sorry to bring that up. The Eagles, the Giants twice. So that's 3, and he has 6. So he went to. He's LeBron. He's LeBron, but the first LeBron. So he's technically Jordan of football.
He's definitely the Jordan of football. I would definitely.
If he wins one more,
Tom, argument.
That's 10 Super Bowls he's been to. 7 Super Bowls he wins. And hands down,
70% win.
He's already the GOAT.
He's definitely. There's no argument about that.
I mean, if somebody else comes along in the future that we haven't seen it, but he's for now.
No, definitely
nobody touching that. I don't think anybody's going to touch that.
And you think it's a lot more difficult to make it to the Super Bowl than it is to make it to the NBA championship, or is it vice versa?
I think it's a lot harder to make it to the championship.
To Super Bowl?
Yeah, you got to do or die one game.
So you think it's a lot harder for the Super Bowl than NBA?
You got one game. It's never the best team. In a game, a series of 7, you're always more than likely going to get the best team because you have to beat that person.
Yeah.
You have to
beat
LeBron.
You have 7 chances.
You have to beat Kawhi. You have to beat Kobe.
Correct.
4 times out of 7. That's really hard to do.
I agree.
In this, it's just the Jets beat back-to-back years.
Right.
Tom Brady, 2012, I think it was 2011.
2011, that's correct.
It's not always the best team. It's just who's hot. It's something like baseball's a series as well, but it's like baseball. They catch some fire and they play good in the playoffs, and that's it. It's never about the best team sometimes.
What in this very moment, who is the best quarterback? I'm going to say Tom Brady, and I'll explain why, but who do you guys have? All right, some people are going to say Patrick, other people are going to
I'm going to say Tom Brady, but
I want to go against the grain, even though I agree with you guys. Tom Brady is a system quarterback. Tom Brady benefits from his coach and the system. And if you think about overall talent, what does he have better than Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes?
I just think, I think the intelligence.
Yes.
Intelligence,
overall,
IQ,
the way he controls the line. Yes, I agree. I told you, I'm just trying to be the contrarian right now.
Okay, so now I'm getting all right. That's actually a good point. So Aaron Rodgers definitely has the better intangibles as far as he's more
athletic.
He's more athletic than
he
Tom
doesn't
Brady.
have to depend on his team being.
Doesn't have to depend on his team.
He makes plays himself. But it's just like Mahomes. Mahomes is. I mean, if he keeps doing what he's doing, I've never seen anything like Mahomes. And I'm fucking very envious of it because I'm Carson Wentz. He's a young guy, young quarterback.
Imagine your former coach having a guy like Patrick Mahomes. Don't you wish the
That's the second
I
year
got Carson Wentz.
And
I think Carson Wentz is
close.
better. I think Carson Wentz.
You think Carson Wentz is better?
I think so. That's just me being biased, but it is what it is.
Well, I think the two people. Well, the only person that's gonna have the 2 people are gonna have the highest chance to make it to the Super Bowl. Definitely, I don't think Patrick Mahomes might not. As long as Tom Brady's still in the AFC, there's no way I see Patrick Mahomes making it to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, I haven't seen that clutch.
Last year.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see that.
Time last year?
No. They blew him out at the 4th quarter.
Like I said,
It was close though.
I think Patrick Mahomes still. We have to see if he has that clutch DNA. I think the clutch DNA, it's a significance of how great can you be in any sport. All the greatest players have had. Separates
the greats from the OKs.
That game against the Ravens.
Because even Peyton Manning, he was all-time great, but you get down to playoffs and he just couldn't win it. And maybe what we're seeing with Mahomes 50 TDs, Manning threw 50 TDs one year, and He could end up doing the same thing in the playoffs.
50 TDs was with Randy Moss, am I correct?
No, that's
51.
Tom Brady with
51.
51 with Randy Moss was the wide receiver, right?
Yeah.
That was
I think,
a crazy. That was 2000. That was one of your worst years. 2007, David Tyree, my man.
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, man, that was crazy.
I was rooting
Guaranteed.
for the fucking Giants. I don't want to say it, but I was. 55 TDs from Peyton Manning in 2013.
55 TDs?
First year with the Broncos. That's
Put this in your lap, just so you won't hear the bang on the table.
I'm gonna be banging on this table a lot if you guys keep talking this nonsense.
All right, so I got another question. What position is the most important as far as defense goes in today's NFL? I'm gonna go first. Since we're in a passing league, we're in a passing era, I honestly think that safety is the most important position right now.
I tend to agree. I agree. They're sort of like the quarterback of the defense. You got some linebacker. Back in the day, it used to be the linebackers used to control the whole entire defense, but nowadays it's mainly safeties. When you see a great safety, you usually see a great defense. You got Earl Thomas with the Seahawks. You had Eric Berry with the Chiefs. You just have these ball hawks, but they're like
Do you think Ed Reed started that?
There's a
guaranteed.
Ed did he start it?
Was he one of the first safeties to actually start the ball hawking, the idea of how important safety is? Because obviously we had important safeties like John Lynch.
Safety wise, yeah, I guess so. He sort of was the first one to like sort of go after the ball and get a lot of picks, but like Dion was the one that like made that defensive back like a ball hawk. Like he would get everything, and then it sort of transpired into Ed Reed being a safety, but he's a defensive back and still doing the same shit.
Okay. And all right, so who do you guys have? So you have safety as well. What do you have, Andrew?
Honestly, I think D-line. I mean,
the D-line.
Important.
The ends changes the game too, man.
Important.
Well, that's true.
You got Khalil Mack,
definitely
gets traded to Chicago,
and yeah, he did. He's a game changer.
And look what that happened for the defense.
I don't know how good Eddie Jackson and the other guy on safeties, but he made them look good. If they're not good,
Eddie Jackson,
Khalil Mack,
Adrian Amos,
Amos.
They
switched him with Ha Clinton. Yeah.
Ha Clinton.
Ha's in the Bears now, and Amos is in the Packers.
Yeah. Right. No, that's.
But he made them look good. Or they're just good.
Would you say there's any other position that you think it's underrated? Like, man, you know what? They don't give enough credit for that position because that position is definitely one of the more important positions.
I mean, nobody talks about it now, but back in the day, in the early 2000s, it was middle linebackers. Like, you had middle linebackers left and right.
Leaders.
They were the leaders of the defense, and that was the quarterback of the defense. Now you're sort of seeing that shift to the safeties because of this pass. Heavy. Yeah, it's just offenses are just passing, and it has to do with the fucking penalties and all that shit. But they're playing a little soft. But the middle linebacker it's an underrated position. If you have a good middle linebacker, you have a good defense.
All right, I have another question for you. I have a lot of questions actually because these are questions I always try to think about when I watch the NFL nowadays. The NFL nowadays is a passing league, so obviously you have these big, crazy number games where you see like 42 to 48. Do you think it's just...
Oh no. I don't know what we're talking about.
Well, all right, never mind. I was supposed to play the match button, but do you think it's just at the fact is... Oh, great. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. There you go. All right.
Difficulties.
Yeah, we're having a little technical difficulty. All right, do you think it's just bad defense these days? Do you think the defense might be a little bit overrated?
I think it has more to do with how the NFL wants to show its entertainment now. Let's show them high scoring games. Let's show them this. Let's make this more exciting because the defensive games, while that was back in the day, what everybody watched, the average watcher. I mean, you could tell I have ADD. Like, I don't watch shit more than 10 seconds. If I see it's not fucking fun, I'm not watching that shit. So if the average watcher, somebody else,
bad defense.
If somebody's just watching it, your girlfriend or some shit like that, they're not seeing touchdowns being thrown, they're not going to watch the game. So I just think it's the way the NFL is catering to the offensive side with the penalties and just making all these rules to protect
you being
the
an
quarterback.
Eagles fan, and if you realize that it would be better for the Eagles to play defense, and they win 3 championships, and they have all these boring games, would you be all for it?
I'm all with it. I love defense. I love offense as well. You get to see, but defense is. I mean, my favorite player. The reason why I'm an Eagles fan is Brian Dawkins, and that's
Brian Dawkins is one of the greatest safeties. Absolutely.
Dude, so it's.
I think that's what Sean Taylor was supposed to be. Sean Taylor was supposed to be a Brian Dawkins.
I think, in my opinion, we have the Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu, Rod Woodson, and Brian Dawkins discussion.
Charles Woodson was also a great safety.
I think Brian Dawkins was just a mixture of all of them because he had the interceptions, he had forced fumbles, he had sacks, he had a little bit of this and that. It's biased opinion, obviously, but Brian Dawkins is the reason I'm an Eagles fan.
So what about you?
That's why I would go with defense. I'm okay with it.
Last year, Andrew, the Patriots won. They had a great defensive game. Do you think their defense doesn't get enough credit for what they have been able to accomplish?
Honestly, it's going to be the system because on paper, you look at the players and we don't have anybody that stands out crazy. I mean, besides Devin McCourty, who's been on the team forever.
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's an underrated safety. Nobody really talks about him.
Stephon Gilmore, we were talking about
Stephon Gilmore, he just came over. And
that's when Devin McCourty just reminds me of that.
Yeah.
They got who is that? The twins on the team, Devin McCourty and Jason McCourty. They got that twin telepathy.
Well, yeah.
That's why their defense is good.
I just think they have those high intelligence. They're not even like the most.
Yeah, they're just high IQ, man. It's just like the Heat when they had Shane Battier, Ray Allen. They just fill the team in with smart guys. Right. And that's what the Patriots do. They don't give a shit about your talent. They would welcome in talent, but they want those smart players that are not going to commit penalties. They want people to follow the scheme.
We had Van Noy. Who is that guy?
Who?
Kyle Van Noy got cut from the Detroit Lions. He was a good projected player when he got drafted, but he was a nobody on the Lions.
And look what he did.
Became and starting linebacker and they won a Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
I hate the Patriots. I hate them. We beat them and I hate them.
Well, you know what? You're one of the few 8
banging on the table like I said I was gonna do, man. Fuck the Patriots, dude. I'm not even a Dolphins fan, but I feel you guys, man. I hate them. I'm tired of seeing them win.
The Dolphins are
stuck 2 more years of this.
The Dolphins, yeah, no. We have. I don't even think it might be 2 years only. I think it might be longer than that. I feel like as long as Bill Belichick's there,
fucking Tom Brady signing an extension.
Retire,
please.
70 mil.
I'm sick and tired of you.
Absolutely.
It's like LeBron in the finals. Stop it, please. God.
You think he's
sick of this guy, man?
Tom Brady is literally, when it comes to his name, man. Where's my man over here? I'm trying to look for him. Hold on, I'm trying to look for him. Where's he at?
Tom Brady is like the itch that never leaves, man. He's fucking always there, bro. This guy's pissing me off.
He's definitely the LeBron James of the league because you always hear his name. As far as the NFL goes, who do you guys have in the NFC? I'm not saying as far as the NFL. In the NFC, AFC, who do you guys have? Both of you. You have an NFC and AFC. Who do you guys? Those two, the 2 teams, they're gonna make it. I can imagine one on the AFC.
I don't want to be biased, but I mean, I don't think the Patriots are gonna go.
You don't think who's gonna beat them?
I mean, honestly, bro, with the way Patrick Mahomes is playing, I mean, he just lost Tyreek Hill, but honestly,
Andy Reid, my guy.
It's Andy Reid, but
I mean,
besides them two, what other teams in that division are gonna?
You're gonna tell me, all right? You guys remember the game last year against the Chiefs versus the Patriots. You're not going to tell me that Andy Reid didn't call timeouts. Those are the key points where I imagine
that killed the game for them.
The Eagles probably were like, yo, Andy Reid, like, come on. There's certain plays during the end of the game where I'm pretty sure you've seen it many times with Andy Reid, Kris, that
clock management.
He doesn't know how to, like, when it comes under pressure, he folds. What is it? Do you think Andy Reid is going to ever win a Super Bowl? You think he's just good season-wise?
Like I was explaining to you guys, man, I want Andy Reid to win. If we don't win, I want to see him win because he was just such a good coach for us.
And he stuck it out with you guys.
Yeah, when it comes to that playoff, the crunch time, clutch, he just, as a coach, chokes. Like, there was many times that he would just call timeouts for no reason. Like, we're going to a 2-minute warning, and he would call timeout and waste the timeout knowing we're not in the lead. And it's just little things like that matter, and I don't think he has it. I don't think he has that Bill Belichick to, like, when that time is getting to the what to do, he just loses him. Like, sort of like what I did at the beginning of this podcast that I just froze. Yeah. That's what he did. That's what he does every playoff. And
Andy
every
Reid
Super
don't
Bowl.
have
Banging on the table.
And I'm banging on the table because he pissed me off too.
Andy Reid don't got the pieces like
Dude,
Belichick does.
man.
Belichick knows how to.
Andy Reid's had some pieces, man. Let me tell you, man.
What,
I'm
the
not going to get
Chiefs?
into it.
I'm talking about coaching wise though.
Who?
Coaching wise.
Well, coaching wise, Bill Belichick is the greatest coach. And then you have
He knows how to
for
surround himself
sure.
around
For sure.
people who know their jobs.
he reminds me. It's just like those
he's
coaches.
a mastermind, bro.
It just reminds me of those coaches like Bill Belichick. Who was the coach for the 49ers for Joe Montana? What's his name?
Walsh? No, not
Bill
Walsh.
Walsh, yeah. Bill Walsh, one of the greatest coaches. Jimmy Johnson, one of those great end game coaches that just know how to close it
I
out.
don't think Andy Reid has that. And
Andy
and
Reid-
maybe he gets past Brady. I doubt it. I don't know. He has a good chance. He has a really good quarterback. Like I said, Mahomes is on that verge of being like where Aaron Rodgers is, the most talented quarterback. And with that type of quarterback, you can win any game. So he might get over it, but I don't see it happening. It's
I
just
need
a
to step up the
long
defense, though.
long run of.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, 1999 started with the Eagles, 5 NFC Championship games. Now he's with the Chiefs. This was his first AFC championship, or it might have been his. But either way, against the Steelers, they had a better team last year against the Steelers. They choked that away, and it's just time after time after time after time. It's always the same thing.
But Andy Reid came from the school. What team was he in? It was him and Bill Belichick.
He was the offensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. When Brett Favre won.
Brett Favre won.
And
He's a great offensive coordinator. He's great in offense.
He knows his stuff on offense,
Yeah.
but
don't
Defensively?
let him manage the clock. That's
Don't
what
let
I'm
him manage
saying.
the clock. Absolutely.
Don't let him manage the clock.
I know you have a lot. I know, Chris, you get frustrated with this. What do you think about the Browns? You hear Jarvis Landry and OJ and
hate
Odell
them.
Beckham
I hate
being the LeBron James
I hate
and Dwayne Wade of football. What do you say? What do you have to say about those two?
They
The
have a really good team, and everybody's on them, so I hate them even more. I think they'll do good, but I'm banking that they fucking just Baker Mayfield sophomore slump. They're not going to put it all together in 1 year.
Oh.
I don't think it's going to happen. They got running backs for days. They got wide receivers. Baker looked legit.
they're gonna have a Miami Heat season.
But I just think it's
Season
just
one.
where's that coach? You think it's the offensive line guy, Freddie Kitchens, whatever his name is? You think that's gonna? Might be. The Browns could be a Super Bowl contender with the team they got. They got the pieces. They got Myles Garrett. They got all those people on
Myles
D.
Garrett.
They're
Almost forgot about
good.
him.
They're good. But I just want to see them lose.
They have it
I wanna
on-
see
they
them
have
lose.
everything
I don't
on
like
paper.
anything in Ohio.
Too many
Nothing.
Chiefs, not enough Indians.
I hate Ohio State, by the way. All right, nevertheless, it sounds biased to me. You said, what do you think about the Browns? Do you think that Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry are the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade of football currently?
I mean, athletic wise, I mean, those are probably the best wide receiver duo right now. I mean, you can't say anybody else right now is going to be better
Absolutely.
than two. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Debatable. You
they
could-
got too many
Who
people.
who'd you have?
I think you could put Julio Jones, and I'm not sold on him yet. Is it Amari? What's
No, you talk about
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley.
Really?
That's just you got Julio Jones.
That's
a
that's
alpha right
the
there.
beginning relationship of
That's
when
my number one receiver.
Julio
in the
Jones
NFL.
and Rodney White was there.
And you got Will Fuller and DeAndre Hopkins. That's a good. I don't know.
Right.
They
Right.
they
No.
match themselves good though. Odell Beckham and Jarvis do. They both
Well,
do
they
the
have
same
chemistry.
thing.
The LSU brothers.
LSU, right?
But Odell, I mean,
Absolutely.
Jarvis is a good slot guy too. So they complement themselves really good.
Do you think Odell Beckham is a top 3 wide receiver, or do you see him just below the 3 and into the 5?
He's top 5,
Top 5?
guaranteed. But I can tell you right now, top 3. He's not there.
Talent wise, I think he's the best receiver.
You think so?
Yeah, I do think so. He
You
has
think
a
he's
speed.
better
He
than
has
Antonio
vertical
Brown?
leap. He's more physically talented than Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown just puts in the work, and he runs routes.
Julio
to
Jones is a
fucking-
freak of nature.
Yeah.
Julio Jones is
You
up
think
there.
Julio Jones? I'll have DeAndre
Hopkins for
Them
me
three
is
are
right.
better. They're better. I'm saying talented. Odell Beckham has it all. He can run routes.
Odell's
He
a lot
can-
younger, though.
He's
Yeah, a
young.
couple years
He
younger
has
than
20,
vert-
he's 27 right now, right? I think he's 27 right now.
DeAndre is 27, I think.
No, and Odell, how old is he? Like 27 right now? 26, 27?
Probably. I think they're same class. Not the same
26?
class.
Jesus.
Odell's
Young.
26.
DeAndre's older.
He's
older.
92.
Yeah. DeAndre.
26. DeAndre is 28. I
And
believe.
was DeAndre a product of Andre Johnson? Like, was he?
I
He was
think-
beat
He
the
really
backup,
didn't
right?
benefit from that system
I
because he
think-
didn't play that much.
No, but I think Andre Johnson.
I think
was
he
ahead
got
of him.
coached up by
Coached
him,
up
and
by
him.
he definitely
obviously.
it definitely
He
helped his
took him under his
career.
wing.
But DeAndre Hopkins is somebody that's like that is going to be
that kid had a freak of nature talent.
No matter what.
Right now, I have to ask you guys. As far as the NFL goes, how do you feel about the NFL players not being paid as much as they should be paid? Do you think they should be paid more, less,
I think they're paid properly. They just need more guaranteed money. That's all it is. It's just about guaranteeing their contracts. Because they get injured 1 year, they don't have guaranteed money, and it's done. That's it.
Absolutely.
No money in the bank. That's it. And it sucks that it's like this way because you got basketball players making guaranteed contracts like Joakim Noah is, I think, still making like 20-something million a year. And then you got NFL players that are way better than Joakim Noah or Timothy
NBA,
Mozgov.
definitely. NBA players
you just
make a lot more money.
You just need guaranteed money. Guaranteed money is what they are talking about. What they want, guaranteed money.
Do you think Roger Goodell is an unfair commissioner, or you think he does as much as he can as far as it goes? What do you have to say?
Shady, bro.
He's shady?
He's shady.
Well, yeah, he
Come
is
on.
shady.
Did you see that call last year against the Saints?
He hates the Patriots.
I just think
he hates them. And after that suspension,
yeah, definitely.
come on.
He hates the Patriots.
I just think he does whatever is convenient for his pocket.
Yeah, he's a political man. That's what it is.
As far as
he knows how to get viewers. That's what he's been doing the past years that he's been commissioner.
The NFL has been on decline as far as viewership for the last year.
That has nothing to do with television ratings. That's just that we have more streams. No, you got streaming online.
Okay.
You got all these different social medias or anything available to you that are taking the numbers away from streams or the ratings. So I don't think it's so much as that. They're making more money than they've ever made. These quarterbacks making 30, 40 million a year. Carson Wentz, one of them. I mean, the money's out there. They're making money.
Tannehill was one of them.
I don't know if that was last year or the year before Roger Goodell pocketed like 44 million in a year for being commissioner. I mean, granted, it's a tough job to do, but 44 million?
44 million, no.
44, that's more than any player in the NFL.
What's your view on the whole overpaid, underpaid players?
Honestly, like if you're not one of these elite athletes on a team and you're not the superstar of that team, you're not going to get paid. Melvin Gordon, look at him. He's a top 5 running back and he's making $5 million. You got Le'Veon Bell hold out 28 season for more money, and look what he did.
He didn't get that much either. I think it's just like the position. If you're replaceable, like running backs, they're important, but you seeing teams last year. The Patriots they're running.
They don't pay anybody.
Yeah, they're playing a committee. You had the Eagles, same thing. The Patriots the year before, committee. Like the last team to have an actual good running back to win a Super Bowl was probably Marshawn Lynch. And before that, it's just been running back by committee or just a two-headed monster type thing. And it's never been just one running back. So that's why owners, commissioners, or GMs don't pay these running backs because they're sort of disposable to a certain extent.
Like receivers.
You want to have these top high-end players, but it's just the nature of the game. They only last 4 or 5, maybe 6 years if you got a really good one, and you're done. So
as far as we have the RPO, which is the running pass option. Who do you think a lot of these running backs that are part of the RPO era would be good in the past era where it was more of up the gut, like the Leonard Fournettes or like the Adrian Peters back then, or the who was up the gut? Curtis Martin. Do you think
Marshawn
those?
Lynch?
Marshawn Lynch. Do you think those guys would have been good back then, or they just get the full benefit of this
like
era?
Alvin Kamara, Tariq Cohen.
Yeah, Darren Sproles
running in between the tackles.
Darren Sproles really started that era. Really started that whole idealism of it because he was. I mean, he's considered one of. He doesn't get Danny Woodhead. Definitely. Well, the Patriots definitely benefit off that. Do you think those guys would be good?
Do I think
they'll be good back then?
It was a different game, so probably not as good. There's some players that are just they have the talent that they would be good in any era.
Right.
I think Tariq Cohen would be good in back then. It's just the way you use them. It depends on the scheme and the
right.
But I don't think that running back system would work back then. Like these running backs, they would be more like slot guys or something like that. But I don't know.
As far as what about the old guys back then, the Curtis Martins, the LaDainian Tomlinson? Do you think they'll be great in this era, or do you think they wouldn't? They'll probably be good, but they won't be as good as they were back then because of the system that they were running back then. reverse, vice versa. What do you think?
LaDainian Tomlinson, you put him in any era, he's gonna be.
Oh yeah, one of the greatest, absolutely.
You can put him any.
Or Jerome Bettis.
Jerome Bettis, I don't see him. He'd be like
a fullback,
LeGarrette Blount now. Like he'd be good, but I don't see him fitting so much with the system, the offensive schemes that are going on now.
Absolutely.
So I don't see them being as good as they were back in the day. Now it's fit, bro. In football, it's whoever your coach is and how they use you. That's how you're going to be good. But I don't think most of those guys wouldn't survive in this league.
Marcus Allen
was
that guy was
freak of nature.
Good,
absolutely.
Bo Jackson. You can throw out names there.
One last question before we end this: when will Tom Brady retire?
Bro,
I'm going to give him 2 more years.
2 more years?
That's his extension. Guaranteed.
When do you think the Earth is going to go extinct?
If in 2 years the Earth goes extinct,
the Earth is just this fucking asteroid that just passed by. When's the next asteroid? Because that's when he's going to retire, and that's when he's not going to be the best.
That'll be the happiest day for your life. That'll be the happiest day for most.
For all of Miami.
Everybody over here is going to fucking love that shit. And
I'm stuck with the AFC.
I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to cry. I'll probably go to the
because it's the end of you guys. Like that'd be fucking. Happy as fuck. I'm like, yo,
it's
I don't have to
be
listen
the
to Patriots fan.
They're gonna import somebody into that system. And
you know what it is? Look, this might sound ironic. This is just like what Mike Tyson. I forgot what fighter he said that. I'm gonna fuck you till you love me. That's what literally Tom Brady has done to the Dolphins. He's fucked us so much that we basically love him now. We're like, oh man, you know what?
Fairness,
he's a cool guy.
It's not only the Dolphins though, because you got the Jets.
Stockholm syndrome.
That's what it is. Stockholm syndrome. Like, but
so many years of abuse.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? He's not such a bad guy.
He's so nice. He has
a nice hair, I guess.
He's a good guy.
Oh god.
Oh man.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining me, guys. I appreciate you guys coming.
Anytime to bash Tom Brady, I'll do it.
Oh man, I appreciate you guys. This will not be the last time you see these guys. These guys will be coming more frequent. These are one of my good friends, so
I won't freeze next time.
No. Next week. Fantasy football. We're going to be talking more into that. We will be talking a lot about that. We're going to be saying which will be the best player to choose, why, and whatnot, and yada, yada, yada. But that'll be all for today, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you, guys.
We out.
Take it easy.